There are currently 162 member states of the World Trade Organization. The main objective of the organization is to facilitate free flow of trade globally. And they do this by creating certain transparent, predictable rules in the multilateral trading system. But we always forget one thing, that in creating these rules, obviously members are engaged in negotiations. And hence we've had this round of negotiations called the Doha Round of Negotiations to come up with enhanced rules for trade. However, there's a lot more that the WTO does, and this involves areas such as aid for trade, facilitating aid for trade, which is financing development projects. It also does dispute settlement. They have the most unique international law dispute settlement, where countries can go to a dispute and get disputes resolved. They also do technical assistance, capacity building projects for developing countries and LDCs. So there's a whole range of other issues apart from the negotiations.
ICTSD has been around almost as long as the WTO. We were founded a year later in Geneva, almost neighbors of the WTO, so to speak, out of the idea even then that trade policy, if it were to be effective in the future, if it were really to respond to the needs of the world and the needs of economic growth, would need to be inclusive. It would need to engage with all sorts of stakeholders, whether they are academia, whether they are great thinkers and philosophers, whether it is civil society organizations, as well as trade delegates, of course, but also, interestingly, sometimes representatives from other ministries in government. One of our interesting findings is that, in fact, you don't always find a huge level of coherence within a government, i.e., the Ministry of Water isn't always in close discussion with the Ministry of Trade. And guess what? There is a linkage there. You need water in order to produce goods, in order to trade those goods. So there is a great need for policy coherence.
Now, why is Trademark East Africa here? Well, we believe that the TDS and the WTO is being held in Kenya at a very opportune time, when there are tremendous prospects for growth in East Africa. We heard about all the ICT developments. We all know about M-Pesa, and we're very proud as Kenyans to be the center of innovation in that area. And the political leadership of the member states have led to significant investments in trade facilitation and infrastructure. These have happened along the northern and central corridors, at the ports of Mombasa and Dar es Salaam, and these are helping drive down trade costs and delivery times for firms in the region and to increase intra-regional trade. Indeed, this trade, intra-EAC trade, has grown from $2.6 billion in 2004 to $8.6 billion in 2014. And yet, as you heard, we're a very small percentage of global trade. And our prospects are still not being fully realized, particularly by small and medium-sized enterprises, small-scale traders, women traders, the poorest of the poor in East Africa, who really we need to address in terms of raising economic growth and ensuring an equitable distribution of benefits.